Hey, everybody. Kamala Harris is finally going to the border. She's going to get to the bottom of it. I'll bet she finds global warming down there. No. Mark Morgan is the former acting Customs and Border Patrol Commissioner. We wanted to get him on the phone and get his thoughts on what happened to the latest commissioner of the Border Patrol, who's just been relieved of his duty. What happened there? Also, what does he expect to be happening with Kamala Harris on her border trip? Mark, welcome to the program.
Glenn, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
You bet. So give me your thoughts. First of all, what's happening on the border that Americans aren't really aware of because it's not being covered? And what happened with the latest head of Border Patrol when he was let go?
Well, Glenn, first, let me talk about what's happening at the border. I think what the Americans don't know, and look, I'm going to be direct because I don't know any other way to be, because this administration did just flat-out blatant lies. It's beyond the political spin and misdirection. It's just flat-out lies. And I think what's really important is when we talk about securing our borders, Glenn, and you know this, I've heard you talk about this countless times, it's not just about the illegal immigration threat that we face and that crisis. When you have borders that are unsecure, those borders, our borders, are unsecure to the vast, complex multitude of threats that we face from outside our borders, whether that's criminal
Correct.
Aliens coming through and making their way right to every neighborhood, the drugs pouring through our southwest border, making their way to every neighborhood, and I could go on and on. That is one element that's being hid from the American citizens of this country. That's why borders secure, and that the threats we face, the issues that we face, do not stay in our southwest border state. They make their way into every town, city, and state right now, and it's a total catastrophic, unmitigated crisis on the southwest border. And now, so let me switch. So Rodney Scott. So I was actually the former Commissioner of Customs and Border Protection. Rodney Scott is actually the chief of the Border Patrol, which is a component within CBP. So, but this is important, Glenn, and I really appreciate you bringing this up, is that as the chief of Border Patrol, he has about 20,000 men and women underneath him. He is directly responsible, ultimately, for our border security. And here's the key. It's a career position. It's a career position of a law enforcement executive. It's not a political appointee position. You will find no other federal agency in this government where career officials are treated like political appointees. This man has a 29-year career. I know him. He's a man of integrity, and he's a man of courage. And in this position, he has pushed back on this administration. He has been very honest and open about his criticisms with respect to what they're doing and how it's impacted their ability to secure our borders. And this secretary, DHS Secretary Mayorkas, look, if he cannot bully someone, a career official, if he can't turn a career official into no more than a puppet to further his open border policies, he's getting rid of him, and that's what he's done. There's no disciplinary action. He's not doing it for cause. He's simply doing it because he can't bully Rodney, and it's all political, and we should be absolutely outraged that this has happened to a career law enforcement official.
How rare is this? For this to happen?
Glenn, I've been doing this for 35 years. I served 20 years in the FBI. And I can tell you, you can take this to the bank, that you could go through all the three-letter, law enforcement agencies, whether that's HSI, under ICE, DEA, FBI, ATF, never been done. Never been done that they've gone to this level of a career law enforcement agency and they've been removed without cause. Hasn't happened.
So why was he fired and removed? Was it because he was just a thorn in the side, or that he knew what was going on? There was problems within that he was trying to stop the administration from doing that we don't know of. What is the whole story? Just that he was a thorn in the side of the Biden administration?
Yeah, Glenn, I think you do a good job of just describing it. Yeah, look, right now, the acting CBP commissioner, the individual took my position acting right now. And this is hard for me to say, but I have to be honest, he is a puppet. He is not pushing back on this administration. The political appointees are running the organization just like they are ICE.
Right.
And he is signing off on everything. He's just a throughput. He's not pushing back. He's not giving a sound advice and guidance. He's not telling them that the policies are not effective for border security, that's negatively impacting our national security. Rodney did that. Now, look, Rodney, because he served under 6 administrations, both Republican and Democrat. Now, at the end of the day, he's going to carry out their policies, as he's always done. But as American citizens, Rodney epitomized exactly what we expect, Glenn, from a career official, is that give his expertise and advice, honest advice, and guidance to the administration to say, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. If they ignore it, and he'll implement his directive. But that's not what they want. That's not enough. They want a throughput. They want a puppet. They want somebody they can bully and control. Rodney's not that guy. That's why they're getting rid of him.
Well, it's interesting to me because this is almost a continuation of a conversation I was just having with Dr. Robert Malone. He's the inventor of the mRNA vaccine technology. And he's not anti-vaccine. I mean, he invented this technology. He's not saying that it's deadly and no one should take it. He's saying, hey, there's some concerns, but my biggest concern is they're hiding things from you. And it not necessarily life and death stuff they're hiding. They're just hiding things. And they are silencing anyone who has a different opinion or just says, hey, the facts should be known here. That's a dictatorial government. And it sounds like that's exactly what's happening on the border.
Glenn, as you were talking, I wish you could see me right now. I wish your listeners could see me. I've got a big smile on my face because I couldn't have come up with a better analogy. That's exactly right. Look, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I've reached the highest levels of leadership positions in federal law enforcement in this country. I demanded, I made sure that I surrounded myself with people that were not yes people, that people that had their own mind, that people based on their own experiences would come to the table and say, and I demanded, if you disagree with me, you tell me, and you can say, okay, sir, you can still be professional, right? And say, I disagree with you, and here's why I disagree with you. I always say that you got to come with a justification, a reason, and a solution. That's the type of leader that Rodney Scott is. But that's exactly what this Secretary Mayorkas doesn't want. He doesn't want any interference. He doesn't want anybody to say anything that is against his radical, open border, ideologic viewpoint that's absolutely going to do anything to stop their agenda. And I tell you can tell I'm fired up because another thing, too, is I know Rodney Scott. He's a good man, Glenn, and this is wrong. And if they can do this to a career law enforcement, I mean, they just ended his career for no reason, no cause. Rodney has gotten the highest senior executive service performance evaluations ever since he was appointed to the SES ranks. The highest marks. There's not been a derogatory performance evaluation. They cannot point to one issue on his performance evaluation that would justify this. It's all about politics.